it's my cup. What's up, my friend? This is a learning. This is a learning work in progress. We're learning here. We're learning as we're going. This is so cool. I'm so jazzed about this. This is working out so well. How do I turn this? Oh, it's like that. What the heck? What happened to that handle? Oh, it's actually on. That's funny. We'll see. There it goes. It's a work in progress. We learn as we go. We'll get it though. That's for sure. All right, so how I lost weight without even trying. I want to talk about that. I'm really gonna start. I really want to start talking about that quite a bit more. I was kind of overlooking it, and my conscience was talking to me today, and it was just telling me that's something not to overlook, to share about it more, talk about it more. Especially because there's a lot of levels to it. There's a lot of layers to it. What time is it too? I gotta make sure. Okay, cool. It'll tell me there. I should probably open this. That almost happened. The reason why I say I lost weight without even trying is because I've talked about it before. It wasn't the goal. The goal started with raising my vibration, keeping my mood high, my mood, vibe, attitude, frequency. It's all the same thing. Keeping it 100% all day long by exercising throughout the day. I just finished doing some burpees and my workout. Not to mention, I came back from my walk with Sweet Cheeks. If you don't know, Sweet Cheeks is my dog, one of my dogs. And so right now, it's like, let's hit some burpees here to raise the vibe, make sure my vibe is at 100% so I could get on this live. So here we are. I'm big on that because that was the stepping stone. That was the thing that was the missing puzzle piece that I was missing, is to have an intention to this exercise thing. Have the intention to raise my vibe. I do these burpees to raise my vibe. I work out to raise my vibe. Any workout I do, push-ups, body squats, leg lifts. I got some dumbbells too. I mean, those came way later. What was that for? That was. Oh, hold on a second. Man, I can't do two things at the same time sometimes. That's crazy. I was just excited about going live today, so that's why I just kind of went. There you go. Okay. So anyways, the exercise is made that. Yeah, the exercise is made for that. It is made to, for me, the intention behind it is to elevate my frequency, my mood, my vibe, my energy, my attitude. But what I want to talk, that was the stepping stone. That's what got it started. It's exercise, the way you eat. I even like started thinking maybe I shouldn't even use the word diet, because we tend to have this connection to like, oh no, you know, and all those connections, whatever. I won't even go through the list. Everybody has their connections, some more than others. Some it's like, you know, like for me it was, I'm on a diet, I'm off a diet, and I didn't want it. I don't know. It's just this connection, but it is what it is. We're all on a diet. You're on a diet right now. I'm on a diet right now. Everybody's on a diet, and then it's whether or not it's a good diet, a diet that's good for you, or a diet that's bad for you. But ultimately, it's still a diet. So you just gotta change your diet, your current diet. That's all it is. So, anyways, that's next. That's number 2, right? It's exercise, diet, and then wake up time. You gotta do all 3 of them. But the one I've noticed that I've been talking about a lot is the number 1, which is the one that gets the ball going. And like I'm telling you, they're all important, but just my conscience told me to start talking more about losing the weight. I lost 45 pounds, bro. I mean, that's a lot. I'm assuming that most anybody who would watch this knows what a 45-pound plate looks like. The exercise ones you see at the gym. One of those, 45 pounds. I was thinking about it today. It's like, that's a little bit of weight. You know, that's enough to like kind of make it like, hey, this is kind of heavy. I never thought I was overweight, ever. I weighed 135 in high school. I kind of got stuck there in here mentally. It's like, I'm not fat, I'm 135, you know? Life went on. Got older, went through the whole deal. Next thing you know, I got a panza, I got a belly. It looked like an upside down light bulb. I got it pinned on my Instagram. Go see it. I probably do a cutout or print it out so I could put it in the background for these lives. Just so I could show you, I was 45 pounds over what I am now. I weighed 180. I'm only 5'6". I'm not a tall dude. 180 pounds. And then I'd probably fluctuate to a little bit more. 10 pounds away from 200 pounds at 5'6". Cholesterol's high. I was on medication. I was on medication for that. I just recently went to the doctor. The doctor scratching his head going, how'd you do this? I just changed doctors recently, so he's kind of getting on the up and up. My old doctor who retired, he knew already. He was like, damn, you're killing. This is dope. But this is a new doctor, so he's going through my record, and he's like, how did you lose this weight? It's like, let me tell you. I told him, and he's like, your blood work came back 100%. Everything's fine. You don't need the medicine. Let's take you off and see what happens. I was like, I'm down. So I'm off. We'll see what happens. Maybe it's not forever. Maybe you go get blood work in 6 months. Be like, oh, no, we need to put you back on. But after he heard how I did it, what'd you do? Oh, I started tracking my food. I exercise every day. Multiple times a day, actually. Be more specific, I track my macros. I eat very lean. You want to get real more specific? I eat the same thing every day because I don't eat to diet. I don't eat to lose weight. I eat for the discipline. Again, getting off track, staying on it. How did I lose the 45 pounds? Look it. I used to hear this and it was just like, nah, that's too much, bro. That's not. But it makes sense. As a man, if you roll as a man, and not getting into that whole, well, this is to each his own. But if you're like, yeah, no, check, I roll like, yeah, whatever. Okay, cool. Let's kick it. Let's keep on talking. It's cool. I don't mean to, no disrespect to anybody at all. But if you're a man, you should have a bicep vein, a shoulder vein. You should be able to see your bicep vein. You should be able to see your shoulder vein. You should be able to see your abs, even a little bit, especially if you're like in the process of. It just kind of gives you that check off of fuck yeah. And I used to hear that and I was like, that's kind of harsh, man. Ain't nobody gonna have, especially because I was nowhere near there. 180 pounds at 5'6". But then in a short period of time, I got there without even trying. Now I see it as like, all it is a receipt. All it is a receipt. I don't have defined abs, chiseled abs. I don't have a like washboard tight, like far from that. But I also don't have the belly I used to have. 45 pounds worth of belly. That's a thing. You feel different. Now I go back and listen and remember that guy saying, now this guy was jacked. This guy was just, huge. I'm nowhere near there. Will I? I don't know. Time will tell. I'm going to keep on doing the same thing because I'm exercising for the mindset and I'm dieting for the discipline. Nowhere there is like, oh, I'm going to get jacked. I'm going to get abs. I'm going to get defined. I'm going to get a bicep vein. I'm going to get nothing. But when I was starting to hear all this, going down the rabbit hole, I would hear that. It's like, hey, you know what? If if you want to be beasted up and you want to like, hell yeah, this is the way a man's supposed to look like. It's supposed to be and be lean, have some muscle, have the discipline. Have the discipline to have the muscle, have the discipline to not have the panza, to not have the belly. Man, I was like, at the time, like I said, at the time I was like, what a jerk. Because not all of us could have that. Fast forward it 6, 8, 9 months later when I started making progress and I started like, oh my gosh, this is happening. My shirts are fitting. I went from an XL to a large and then a medium, for real, for real. Now a small? This is a small, bro. I was in an XL large, large, extra large sometimes. They just started looking funny on me. I didn't like it. It wasn't like, wow, I want to wear. I can't wait to wear a smaller shirt. I didn't care that my shirts were beast. Nice. They fit nice. It felt comfortable. Probably the only thing I really didn't like is that my underwear would flap over because of my fat. Because of my belly, it would flap over. And all my underwear had a crease. In the front, it was rolled over like that. Now, the elastic is not... Oh, by the way, I also had to throw away all my underwear. I had to get smaller underwear. The gauge, it's like 34 to 38 or whatever. I would get that one. Now it's like 28 to 32. And I don't stretch out the elastic. Never thought I would talk about that. And even the whole ab and vein thing, I heard it. And it's one of those things. I had someone else that one of the ladies that my wife follows said, hey, if it stings, that means there's some truth to it. If it hurts, that means it resonates with you. And I was like, you know what? She's like, at first I was like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. But then I was like, you know what? No, I think she does know what she's talking about. That makes a lot of sense. The reason why it bugged me when that guy said it, it's like, if you don't have a bicep vein or abs, you're not representing what a man's supposed to look like and feel like. It's like, I'm a man tripping, fool. But as I started working, and I started getting the results of keeping building my discipline, it started to make more sense. Like, no, yeah, we gotta look like this. Come on, guys, we gotta look like this. Not only do we, and watch, not only do we have to look like this, going deeper is like, we gotta feel like this. Because the way you feel when you gain discipline and earn confidence, you feel different. You stand different. You leave the house different. You get in the car different. You get out of the car different. It's like I said, I don't want, like, bro, you ain't jacked. You ain't, but I know I'm not. So it goes to show you how much it is internally, how powerful it is internally to feel better internally, to feel more beasted up internally. Because this is confidence, what I feel, which I never had before. I used to confuse confidence. I thought I had confidence. I had courage, but it wasn't confidence. All this time, I thought my courage was confidence. I'd be on stage. I'd be a public speaker, did hundreds of weddings. I was an MC. I spoke on stage, even as a kid, even in middle school. I would be able to talk to a crowd, no problem. First time I got on stage, I was in 6th grade. I fell in love with it. It was great. Public speaking, whatever. Courage was there. Was I nervous? Was the butterfly in my stomach? Felt like throwing up 100%. But I was still courage. I did a bunch of other stuff that it was like, oh, dang, you did that. That's straight courage. But I have a bunch of courage. But I didn't have confidence. How do you know? Because once I had confidence, I was like, oh, damn, this is what it feels like? Hello, I'll take it. It feels great. Having confidence is having a relationship with yourself. Having love. How do you love yourself? It's like, oh, yeah, no, I love myself. No, that's what I used to think when I was before. Discipline. I thought I had discipline. I go to work. I've been working since I turned 16. The day I worked 16 was the first day I worked. I went for my interview before I turned 16. I remember they even said, hey, you know what, you can't work here. It was at a restaurant in Knott's Berry Farm, if you're familiar with it. You can't work here. You're not 16 yet. Oh, I'll be 16 in 3 weeks or 4 weeks. It's like, well, when do you want to start? When I turn 16, on my birthday. Like, oh, damn. Like that. So I was like, yeah, I got discipline. years, I provide for my family, my young little family. All that started going. Yeah, do what I gotta do. Cross the T's, dot the I's. I didn't have discipline. I was responsible. There's a difference. Like, yeah, I'm responsible, but I thought it was discipline. I got the discipline to take out the trash. I got the discipline to not park outside on street sweeper. I got the discipline to shut the gate, turn off the lights. Don't be wasteful. Be kind, be loving, be thankful. I thought all of that was discipline. It's not. It's being responsible, and I was responsible. That came organically for me. I was taught that by my parents to be responsible, and I thought responsible was discipline. It's not. How'd you know? I found out when I got disciplined, when I built the discipline muscle. Like, this is what discipline feels like. What? Discipline is doing the things you don't want to do when you know, doing the things that you don't want to do when you don't want to do them, and you know that you should. And you do them, you build discipline. Discipline is like a muscle. You build it a little bit, then a little bit more, then a little bit more, then a little bit more. Universally, when you build discipline, when you're responsible enough to build discipline, you're gifted the equal amount of confidence. You can't buy confidence. Confidence is in a new shirt, a new haircut, a new car, a new job, a new relationship, a new school, a new program, a new degree, a new business, a bigger business, providing more for your business, more customers, a certain amount of money, a better car, a better job position, a new company, a new business. None of that. None of that is confidence. That's external. Those are cool, 1,000%. Want them all. Yes, please. But that's not confidence. Confidence is earned. It's gifted to you by a higher power because you're doing the work. You're doing the things that you don't want to do when you don't want to do them, but you know that you should. And you do them without whining, complaining, bitching. You do them being grateful and thankful that you get to do them, and you do your best at it. You give it your all. Without complaining, without whining. I get to do this. This is peace. This is awesome. Don't be the victim. Ever. You build discipline, you gain confidence. I didn't know I didn't have either one of those. I didn't have discipline, I didn't have confidence. That comes as a result of eating right. You start eating right, you build discipline, gain confidence. Bonus, your body is going to start functioning the way the designer designed it perfectly to function, and it's going to balance out. Oh, we're eating correctly, we're fueling up correctly. We don't need to store all this. Just burn it here. Let's get rid of it here. Let's store what we need. We're functioning at an optimal level because the energy, that's the life that's running this machine, the life that's in charge of taking care of this machine, is actually being grateful now and taking care of it. And he's running it not running it. He's feeding it appropriately. He's maintaining it appropriately. We'll take it from here, says the body. I know how to function. If you maintain me correctly, I won't be all confused internally. I gotta store a bunch of this. Let's store a bunch of this. Let's just store all this fat. Fuck it. We don't need to make so much sugar. We need to make less sugar. We need to do salt levels up to here, sugar levels up to here. Why are we stressed out? Why are we over this? Man, we're trying our best. The internal computer and functionality of this beast machine that was designed by just this wonderful source of creation, but we're not maintaining it correctly. How are you going to build discipline and earn confidence when you're not giving two shits about how you're taking care of this beautiful machine, this body that you were gifted, that sustains your life, that allows you to experience what you have experienced up to today? You start taking care of this correctly by just tracking your food. All that starts to happen. It's the coolest feeling I've ever felt. Discipline, confidence. And like I said, bonus. The body starts functioning correctly and it starts calibrating itself, and you start looking the way you're supposed to look, the way you were designed to look. It starts getting rid of all, start melting off. Oh, we don't need all this fat. We don't need all this fat. Let's reel in all this skin. We don't need to have all that skin. That skin was for the fat that we had to store because we were all messed up because of the way we were being maintained. Let's start feeding him all these chemicals in here and in here where he feels the way he's supposed to feel. He feels good. He's in a great, just functioning way. His demeanor's good. His energy's good. His vibe is because he's taking care of himself. He's supposed to. He's starting to level up to his full potential, which is why he exists. To be your full potential. Feels good to have confidence. It feels good to have discipline. It feels good to not have an extra 45 pounds that you don't really need because you weren't supposed to have them. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't ignorance. That was me. I didn't know I was overweight. I didn't know anything about. I thought it was like, I eat the way I want to eat. Who cares? It's not that healthy. Who cares? No, I was like, you're not taking care of your body. You're not being grateful. Not to mention, you're being one messed up example for the people that you're in charge of, your little ones. That one hurt so messed up. Like, you're telling your daughter, hey, when you find a man, it's okay for him to look like this. You're telling your son, hey, it's okay to look like this. Broke my heart when I realized that. Realized that I could fix it. I fixed it real quick. You can start being disciplined today. You'll start building discipline right away. By the end of the day, you'll have discipline. Like, wow, that feels good. Okay, that feeling, that's confidence that you also earned just as quick as you built the discipline. And right away, the body starts functioning. 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. By the 5th, 6th day, you'll be like, whoa, I look different. I've been feeling different since day one. But now I'm starting to look different. And it's really not that much work. That's what I'm saying. Like I said at the beginning, it's not a diet because you go on a diet, you go off a diet. No, I'm just changing my diet. I'm not going to go on no diet and I'm not going to go off no diet. I'm just going to change my diet because I want discipline. I want confidence. I want to be a better example. I want to be grateful. I want to truly show that I'm grateful for existing and having these cool ass experiences that I've had so far. I want to change my mindset to not be a victim and know that stuff doesn't happen to me, it happens for me. I'm not supposed to look like this. I've just been doing myself dirty by not taking care of myself right. Forgive yourself for that. That's a big part of it too. It's like, my bad, I didn't know. Cool, do an act of self-love. What's an act of self-love? Start working on yourself. Start building discipline. That's an act of self-love? Of course. A little movement. This machine was made to move. Do a little extra movement. I go to work. No, we all go to work. Do specific movement that is dedicated for gratefulness, to raise your mood, your vibration, your thoughts, your feelings, your mood, your feelings. Do the exercise for the intention to raise your vibe, your frequency, your mood, your energy, your attitude. It's all the same thing. That's going a little bit off topic. Now we're talking about what I made a video about earlier today, which was exercising and your priority, your mindset, your vibe. They all go together, but right now, this segment right here, we're talking about today, this evening, is losing weight. I know that would catch your attention. I know that catches your ear. Everybody's like, oh, I want to lose weight. Yeah, okay. That's like the 4th bonus thing. That's what you get, like extra. And you'll lose weight. Like, oh shit, there's more. There's greater things, bigger things. That's why I started off with, I wasn't trying to lose weight. I used to wear an XL t-shirt. I'm only 5'6". I'm not tall. I weighed 180 pounds. I'm at 135 right now. This is a small. And I washed it already. I mean, for those of you who haven't seen me before, I'm sure you look at my videos, whatever. It's loose. It used to be up to here. it's easy to lose weight because it's like I said, it's the fourth thing in the things that you get. The more important is like discipline and confidence. You're a better example and you're grateful. You're grateful to the source of creation. Thank you. I'm sorry I've been abusing this body. I'm sorry I wasn't treating it right. I didn't know. I thought eating was just eating. The whole question of what am I going to eat today is like, what do you mean what are you going to eat today? I used to ask that all the time. And the thing about it is when you start tracking your food, and I'm going to get into it, like the discipline, it's real simple. When you start tracking your food, no food is off limits. You're just knowing how much so you don't abuse it. It's a relationship that you start building with food. It's like, okay, the most, like, wow, like really gives me the chills. It's just like tracking your macronutrients. I remember talking about this. You have to take 4 years of math, but when it comes to nutrition, it's like 1 semester. That's a whole different subject that we won't talk about today. Remember the chart that I took out with the food pyramid. Now we got technology, which makes it so much easier. You track your macronutrients. What the heck was I had never heard that word before. Micro machines? What are we tracking here? What's like micro? We're gonna eat little tiny foods, little tiny hamburgers, little tiny tortillas, little tiny. So, do we order them? We get them on. What is it? Macronutrients. I still don't even know how to explain it. Basically, it's the nutrition that your body needs for who you are. It's titled macronutrients. They on here and all the people that I've been learning from, they call it macros. Track your macros. Track your food. You get a macro calculator. You go download one. I use my Cronometer. CRONO meter. Free. There's others, but I can't talk about them because I've never touched them. The only one I went to is the one my daughter and my wife were using. She was the one that, bless her heart, she made it so simple for me to understand how that worked because I didn't get it. It's like, oh, it works like this, like this, like this. I ordered you a scale. You're good. I punched it in, filled it all in a nutshell. It's like this: age, current height, current weight, your height, your weight, what you want to do. Slide that bar over to lose weight. What do you weigh now? This is what you should be eating in proteins, carbs, and fats. Then, like, you could do a little bit, and then there's a learning curve. You start like, oh, okay, well, what's proteins, what's fats, what's carbs, what's this. With technology, it makes it so easy. The app, it has a little scanning thing. You scan everything you eat, has a scanning thing. You start scanning stuff, and it tells you, it fills it for you. It feels like what you're allowed. You should be eating for what your goals are. It says how much you also input how much exercise you do. What kind of job do you have? What kind of exercise that you do? So it fuels you. Like I said, there is a learning curve. Like, maybe I shouldn't say that I run triathlons or what I do. Maybe I should just like tell the truth and say that, I just do a couple push-ups a day. And you input it exactly how it is, the total truth, nothing but the truth. Then it'll give you these bars that you fill up with, like let's say you grab this, whatever. If this was a coffee, what is it? It's a fucking 1, 2, 3 latte. You punch it in, it'll say what size. Oh, it's a fucking triple XL. Bam. It'll tell you it has this much carbs, this much protein, this much fat. Like, wow, that'll be my fats for the day. I can't have any more fats if I choose to drink this. That's when you start making decisions. Doing the things that you don't want to do when you don't want to do them, but you know that you should. I'm not going to get that. What has less? Well, maybe if I take out the big old pile of whipped cream, you see the little bar go down. Beep. Maybe I don't put so much milk, or I use like half and half, or light, whatever, or easy cream. Bloop. Taste it. Doesn't taste as sweet. as the other one did, but this is still cool. Like, well, sure, instead of getting a triple XL, what about if I just get a medium or a small? You see it all go down. Choices. Now you're like, okay, the fats went down up to here. The protein stayed the same. The carbs went down, because you need all three, protein, fats, and carbs. But you see the fat bar go down. I was like, okay, cool. I can still have a little bit more fats later. What's fats? That's where the whole scanning thing and learning curve kick in. You start scanning stuff when you start, like, you pull out the bag of tortillas, you scan them, like, whoa. Now you start getting curious. Like, next time I'm at the store, I'm going to scan the other ones. Beep, beep, beep. Which ones? Dang, look at this one has way less fats. You taste them and they're delicious. You're like, okay, well, we're going to buy these now. We're not going to buy these anymore. These are a better option. This is a better choice. That all takes what? Discipline. You're doing the things that you don't want to do when you don't want to do them, but you know that you should. And remember what happens. You build discipline because it's a muscle, and you gain confidence. You start feeling good. You start scanning all this, or you input it. What are you going to make? Babe, oh, I'm going to make fucking whatever, ribs. Okay, well, let me go see. It doesn't have a scanner thing. We put beef, ribs. It could ask you questions. You know, how big? Calculate about this big. Like, oh, dang. Okay. You know, you start looking, okay, well, I was going to have 8, but that'll fill my I could, but that'll fill my protein and fats. Have it with, you know, a roll of bread or a couple of chips or tortillas, whatever you decide. But then that's it. There's no more dinner for me. So then you start like, well, what if I grab this and I cut it in half? Well, what if I substitute this for this, so then I could eat a little bit more later? What about if I add some steamed vegetables? You start messing with it. That's the discipline part. The work. The work gives you the worth. You put in work, you get out the benefit of work. So you're putting in work to build yourself, to build your discipline. What are you going to get? How do I get paid for this bit? Confidence. See what I'm saying? It's like discipline and confidence are at the top. You're at a good example and you feel great. Anybody that's looking up to you be like, oh, that's how it's done. And like I said, 3 or 4th on the list, depending on how you roll, you're going to lose weight because the body's going to start functioning right. It's not complicated. It's simple. It's not torture. It's work. It's not a magic pill. It's not a powder. It's not only eat this and torture yourself, but then only do it for 3 weeks and then you're done. You lost all the weight. You could eat whatever you want and you look sick. But hey, you're gonna look beasted up for that wedding. Kinda. This is just, let me build me some discipline. I want to feel good. I want to have confidence. I want to know the feeling of having discipline and confidence as opposed to being responsible and courageous, which are really cool features to have. And by the way, when you do gain discipline and earn confidence, and you already have that you're responsible and courage, all those 4 things put together, that's like, damn, it makes you feel like $1,000,000. You feel like you start feeling like a superhero internally. You carry yourself different. You glow different. You talk different. You see things differently. You start just. I don't want to get out of subject. I said I was gonna stick to the losing weight part. Watch my other videos. Talk about that. But it just feels different. Life feels different. It's like, oh, where's the supercars? Where's the fancy house? Where's the mansion? Where's the vacation? Where's the like no, I'm not there yet. That's not here yet. I've only been at this a few months, but the feeling is different. You want to see something physical, something tangible that's like, whoa, I lost 45 pounds. I went from 180 to 135. I weigh what I weighed in high school. That's a good feeling. That's a good, and like I said, that's like number 4 for me. Because the way I feel inside and the way I carry myself with my loved ones, that feeling is, oh, wow. I'll never not want that feeling. And the more work I put in, the more discipline I get and the more confidence I get. There's no cap. It just goes and goes and goes as long as I continue to put the work in. That's a great feeling. I will not stop that as long as I'm able to. Up to me status, it ain't gonna stop. I'm gonna build that discipline so high and build that confidence so high because I love the way it feels. It's a, I get the chills right now just talking about because I'm so grateful for having realized that while I'm still on the planet. It wasn't my time to learn it till now. I did go through the little window of like, why didn't nobody tell me this earlier? I was upset, I was upset at myself. But then I just like, okay, cool, we're done with that. We're no more victims. We're done having the self-victimizing mindset. That's a waste of time. That's being ungrateful. That's being just ungrateful. Who wants to be ungrateful? Entitled. Someone should have told me. No one told me because it was part of your hero's journey. What? You're here now. What? You're learning it now. What? You still have a chance. And you're going to make it. I've made hella progress in about a year. Damn. All of a sudden, turned those switches off and turned on the grateful part. I'm down. Let's roll. This is beast. If I can help anybody, let's go. So this is it. This is your call. We're going to start talking about this more. It's easy to lose the weight. Like I said, that's just bonus number 3. Bonus number 4, you'll melt off the fat because you're just gonna start building discipline and gaining confidence by tracking your food. You're gonna change your diet. That's all you're doing. You're not going on a diet, so you don't go off a diet. It's not some trending diet that's happening right now. All you're doing is you're changing your diet so you can change your life. Build discipline, gain confidence, be a better example, feel good about yourself, feel just this feeling that you've never had before. Even if you do already have discipline and confidence, you're about to just 10x it by building more. You gotta shed away all the extra fat that you don't need. That's just the result of you mistreating yourself. For whatever reason, ignorance, on purpose, wrong mindset. That's not where it's at. Build a discipline. Be grateful. You're here. You might as well do your best at being here. And I said a beast bonus that I know will catch your attention because shit, it still trips me out that fuck, I was 45 pounds overweight. I weigh what I weighed in high school. Yeah, you will lose weight. What? You'll feel good about that too. Be like, dang, I used to weigh extra 4. I got relatives that hadn't seen me in a little bit. They're like, whoa. That's just the receipt. You don't even have no idea how I feel inside. Because it feels great. Let's go. If you got any questions, drop them in a comment. Make sure you sub. We're going to talk about this more. If you haven't checked out my other videos, check those out. I'll catch you tomorrow.